when I'm president, this is going to be my campaign promise. Stars will play. Stars will be held accountable. Stars will get paid.
I'm sorry, I blacked out when you said president. I don't know, you president of what? I don't know what president of the Shiny Earring Club?
You know, he's a billionaire because he knows how to be cheap when he wants to be.
We could praise Jerry Jones for being cheap, but you dog me for being cheap?
That doesn't mean it's a compliment.
Boy, oh boy, what a job, Mr. Winters. Who I love, by the way. You always knock him. He's a great guy, Winters.
Wendy, he's lying on national television. Hey, Jay, stay warm.
So remember earlier on this show when Stephen A. called me, what was it, Agent Orange?
Yes, girl.
This dude's got this in his closet, too.
Get him, Jay!
This was pure comedy.
Let me tell you who you give up for Giannis. Everybody.
That's like suspending me over the weekend when I ain't working.
This is about to be cinema.
What you just heard on national television is one of the most blasphemous comments that has ever come out of his mouth. We haven't won a championship since Richard Nixon left office.
This is a prime example of coaches have too much idle time.
Yeah.
How old is too old to sleep with a stuffed animal?
We can cut the whole rest of the show.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Scrappy.
I'm a Janet Jackson fan, my brother. What have you done for me lately? Woo, 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 yeah.
Heck of a week here on First Take, but it hasn't been such a good week for Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was officially ruled out of tonight's matchup with the Brooklyn Nets, the Bucks' final home game of the season. He had made a request to play one final time, potentially, in Milwaukee with his brothers, Thanasis and Alex. That is not going to be granted for the rest of this season. Who knows about the future? But, David, the way this has all been handled, I know you have an interesting take about the Bucks versus Giannis saga.
I'm glad Perk is here to witness this because Giannis and the Bucks front office are suffering from a chronic case of failing to stand on business. And as a result, they have wasted 365 days of all of our lives because this should have been handled last summer when Giannis wanted to leave Milwaukee but did not want to look like the bad guy. And Milwaukee should have moved on from Giannis to get as many picks as they could, but did not want to look like the bad organization. They didn't want to look like bad guys. They didn't want their fans to be miserable. They didn't want to hate each other. A year later, both of them look like the bad guys. Their fans hate them, and they hate each other. And Giannis, midway through the season, is putting double thumbs down to his own fans. They are not winning any games. Giannis is injured. His stock has fallen a little bit in terms of their return for what they can get from him. And everybody in the Milwaukee metropolitan area is miserable and more miserable than they would have been last year if everybody had made peace, moved on from each other, let Giannis go try to win a championship, let Milwaukee get as many draft picks as they could, build to the future, start building his statue, start hanging his jersey, and leave peacefully. Instead, this has become an ugly divorce because they wanted to stay together for the kids, and the kids being the fans, and everybody's miserable.
That's cute. No, look, it's not an easy decision to make to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I won't say that Giannis messed it up. I might say the New York Knicks messed it up by trading all their draft capital for Mikal Bridges because had they held on to it, had they not gotten a little too thirsty, they would have had the draft capital that the Milwaukee Bucks would have wanted. Giannis would be in New York, and this would be a totally different ballgame. But I'm with you. This is, like I said before, I love R&B breakup songs. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. That's all.
Perk, you got a little Gladys Knight in you too?
I got a lot. Gladys Knight, Isley Brothers, but listen, here's the thing. This relationship has run its course. I agree with Vinny and David when you talk about holding on too long. This should have happened before this season. The trade should have happened. They should have parted ways. It should have happened at the trade deadline. Now, here's the problem, right? The problem is that nobody wanted to be the bad guy. We get that part of it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he would have came out publicly and said he wanted out, he wouldn't have looked like the bad guy. You want to know why? Because he has done everything and more for that organization in the city of Milwaukee, on and off the floor. When you talk about delivering the championship, check. Winning the MVP, check. Defensive Player of the Year, check. Finals MVP, check. And then look at the growth of the city. See, I put Giannis in the same conversation with guys like LeBron and Steph when you talk about powerful over popular. Powerful players move the needle from an economic standpoint. They got a new arena. We see new condos, new restaurants, all that because of Giannis Antetokounmpo and the winning and what he's brought to the city of Milwaukee. It has to happen. I believe this relationship is over. I do not want to go into next season talking about Giannis and the Bucks. It has to be over. Now, I'm going to say this, last thing. You know who's the biggest winner? Who's the biggest winner in all of this? Is the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks. That's why they're not under any pressure, in my opinion, this postseason, because they're really playing with house money. They know that Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to be in New York. So now you take this team that is a championship caliber team. Hold on, feel me out. That is a championship caliber team, and you go make a run and try to go win the NBA championship. Guess what? If you fall short, you got enough pieces to go trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo and run it back for the next 2-3 years with him and Jalen Brunson leading the charge.
Perk, my brother, I was with you. I was all the way there with you, and then you just happened to just go a little left. I don't think the Knicks are playing with house money. I know they fired their coach last year because they didn't get to the finals. Karl Towns is under an amount of pressure because they didn't get to the finals and have to get to the finals this year. Same for Mikal Bridges. Like, you can't wait on Giannis Antetokounmpo with the health issues that he's had since winning that title. He's had years where he hasn't played in the playoffs. He's had years like this year where he's battling calf injuries. So to assume that he's going to be a premium health by you waiting a year, or to assume that the Bucks are going to hand him over to you just because you're the Knicks, is a fool's errand, because it's a lot of other teams that have draft picks and assets that they could trade him to. If you're the Knicks, you better focus on handling your own damn business.
Yeah. All right, let's leave it here because this is a saga is putting we're putting a bow on it now. But I got you, Lucky, on this one. We'll get into so much more Giannis because the saga is only just beginning. But the final weekend of the NBA regular season is here. What are we most intrigued to find out? Our last takes are on the way.
First Take is brought to you by Fairlife. Enjoy great taste and nutrition with Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk.